see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. Cop habit. You look at everything. This isn't case-related, you think. Hard to say. Your vision is blurred and you're having difficulty concentrating thanks to your relentless hangover. The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message, written in the language of burnt rubber. Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling in rags. This is point A. The driver started there and then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager. The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before heading south. Must have been in a hurry.
You are correct. This is a rather motor carriage-friendly city. I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez. With the jam right here on the roundabout, I would keep them separate.
You could follow the track south. There seems to be a canal there. See where they went, if you find the time.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around here. That's of course. What can I help you with? Excuse me? Oh, well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here. Okay. Since the street sign's messed up? Okay. What do you need? What do you mean? We're in Martinez, sir. This intersection is called Roundabout North, I think. There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really. The harbor gates, some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Some kind of just coast. There's a little fishing village there, and a fish market. It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. There are some islands in the bay. No problem. Me? I am just a gardener. I am pleased to meet you too, officer. Of course. I won't hold you back.
Then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
Sure. Keep them. I have another pair.
Welcome to Revachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
Oh, come on, man. I just said, welcome to Revachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Whatever you say, officer.
He smells of heavy motor oils, and his breath of high tar content.
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are... The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month. 2 months, maybe. But this here is just the last week or so. Apples?
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
Yeah, apples? I take it you had other questions?
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something.
What's that magazine she's reading?
I don't know. Frit? A 7 grocery store? I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier.
The story goes that normal fritta with 2 T's a men's workwear shop in Vredefort was already taken. So when Fritta Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation...
You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not...
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you. She pops her raspberry-flavored bubblegum and nods. Her shoulders tense. She shuffles back only slightly. Bewilderment and repulsion root her in place. The lieutenant frowns at you before turning to the clerk with an apologetic half-smile.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but... I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so... Not really. No. I didn't know him at all. I don't know, really... long? I don't know.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay. Uh-huh. Reality? You mean?
She is like a student unexpectedly called upon by a teacher. Can she answer the classroom question?
I don't know. What about it? We're in Frit? As mankind or as a nation?
What will her essay prompt be?
We're in a transition. You know, transitioning from monarchy to democracy, all that stuff. I don't know. Look at the clock. It's right behind you on...
The clock shows the time at 10:09. The hands seem to be still. It's apparent the clock doesn't.
When ordinary people take over the government and, yeah, it happened like 50 years ago or so. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. At history, I mean. Our government? Or do you mean something else? Sorry, I really need to finish this article. Cool.
A small cabinet on the wall their logo is the bloodless.
Just ask me if you need anything from St. Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma. I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed isn't... I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising. No. Sorry. I'm not like a doctor or anything.
Nosafed heals +1 health. Duramine heals +3 health. Magnesium heals +1 morale. Hypnogamma heals +3 morale.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, "One bot."
Oh, that's the tear machine. It's a machine for tear. You know, you need a bag, I guess. We used to have some, but feel free to use it if you find a bag, though.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, "One bottle equals 10 cents."
the right to work! Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here. You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down. We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes. Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence. Maybe you should ask them. We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scott.
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do! When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man. He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but you've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
What's it to you? Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only...
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this fighter for jobs. He seems more brutal, cunning, and...
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. We were promised work. We'd be in there, working. If the bastard. Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. And try to get in through the secretary's office. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is. Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The access panel is bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous... I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke. And my men are tired and hungry. Why don't you go arrest them instead? I'm sure they've done...
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then, we charge. Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet their fat boss. I know nothing about a murder. Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs. They'd do anything to stay alive. Right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
We are not picking a side in this just yet, sir.
Pity. Let us work!
Scab?
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses. Beats me. Somewhere in the ground, I think. Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to scab. Or I guess, scared maybe. But scared of what? Of who? Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something. We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time.
Big guy. He means the leader of the scabs.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money.
Psst. Show him your stolen card. Now has arrived the perfect...
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
The man looks at the colorful piece of plastic, then at you, then back at the card, then at you again.
But that's not you, officer. Good thing, too. I've known Johannes for a few years now. Be sinister if he turned into a completely different person overnight. How did you get his shift card, anyway?
Now you're in a mess. The time hath not arrived. Sorry.
Oh, John's been out drinking himself blind again? He should watch his step, that John. Can I have the card?
No. It will prove useful still. Believe your thieving fingers.
Oh, okay. Good luck with that. So, what do you need? Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. That's okay. I have no idea what I'm doing either. I don't even know what day it is. Don't tell me. It's a better day that way. My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits. I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
If it's so simple, why did the scab leader warn you of the guards blocking?
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in. Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini Supremus is there. Walk right past him, then press the button to unlock the door, then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
The man whispers a jaunty tune. A coastal breeze ruffles his...
You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike too. Just can't break the command structure and tell you now.
Body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
You have succumbed to Al-Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned.
Yes.
He means alcohol.
I doubt it. My microcephalic race servant. No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup.
Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
Look at my craniology. I am the pinnacle of my haplogroup. The pink blood is a bad example, even of yours. It saddens me. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato obs. You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
It is my task to keep the degenerate drunks from entering the harbor. It is my task to keep the degenerate drunks from entering the harbor. That is right. You should leave the stage of history with dignity. By inviting the other race, bring your troops to the Simonine Islands, and the walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the oath.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Measurehead's race theory. He would take you as, well, not as such. What you do with the mastery of advanced race theory is up to you. You could reject the findings, sure, or accept them and become an advanced racist.
Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race... Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront political. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic. Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your race descent. Everywhere around you, the fruits of its failure to challenge, above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate youth culture? Offshoots of the Seminese people invented disco while having... I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminese. I can see that. The Seminese are the South Island race. We are the future. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulimbuir are with me in my genetic dream. No, I have heard about it. I'm from Couronne. And no, it is... You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come.
I think this racist is better than the last. But the next racist will be the really good one.
That will be the...
He will grant us 3 wishes.
Your pedomorphic friend has quick wits.
The lieutenant does not flinch.
You should keep him close. The congenital defect of farsightedness does not render him a complete invalid. He still...
The man looks at you.
You are not Santiago. Santiago is not you. Even the phrenically racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
Welcome to Revachol. You hear him yell at a... He must think redheads are immigrants.
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism. Also, his earlobes could be small.
That atavistic stigmatum makes pussy say yes, plenty.
Babe, thanks. But I got this.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you?
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and then, to you, he lets out an audible sigh.
You are obviously a liberal, Sayolite. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of microtechnology and your... There are three categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile race. Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals, excluding the Mao, of course. The Mao, a receding genetic pool, has led the Mao on reprehensible street parades. In Mao, the Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the other large mondial civilization, the Mesk, overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into them, as proven by the Maun and the Mesk. Occidental type A is in retrograde. The Simonese and the Areopagites are on this. The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The latter is perfected and adapted. You need to know both types A and B to understand the context.
Yeah, you have to have context, you know.
Type B are the unheroic races. Amorphous.
The Khoikos of Grad, Yugo, Zhimsk, Shest et al. Are what you would call white, officer.
Yes. To an untrained eye, the Khoiko appear white and pinkish. Like a pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advance. The Khoiko, the count.
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
They are microscopic. The Semen, its leaders will be the genetic Revacholians, halfway between type A and the racial called.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The Revolution came to Ravachol from Grad. The Revolution is enough of type B mediocrity. Types CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are lesser races like the mosquito, A grotesque mixture of a masked woman and a Seminese man. The mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey.
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
You are right. You have misunderstood. You lack. Then there is the Simino Koiki Chimera. The Koiko, as you know, are very servile. This will never. But enough. It is cruel. You understand nothing. To solve the great we will see.
Access to the Union is important for our investigation, but there may be another way, without becoming a race theoretician.
Lost, though. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss.
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out. So, what about all that communism you've promised to build? Word on the street is you keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pockets. Literally murder all funky style. Very funky. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Failure. It's about, yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all, you alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. You against the atom, the charm and the spin, where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to now get to work, comrade. Oh yeah, get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready. gold monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are something with great connect. Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting.
Okay, I can't see it, but I take your word for it. Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. But the statue is recently renovated, so maybe a joke? Target practice? If we connect every bullet hole in Martinez to the murder, we'll get an overwhelming amount. I've made a note. Don't hold your breath.
The king stands high above you, surveying the bay. A silver plaque on the statue. As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chest piece. What did he do? You have no idea what you did a week ago. How would you know what this high above you, the king stands triumphant? Small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century. No response wherever this woman is.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone. Why? I just told you why.
A Stars Riker, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motor carriages. Not many people outside of Grad.
A Stash Raiko KK2. That's a classic model. Never thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened last time.
No, only that the motor carriage is typically baby blue, the colors of Ziggy's.
That's, well, yes, exactly it, more or less. Except it was a crowd of them. Tore him out. They said it was an honor killing, Hussar style.
Correction, 4,395, the fourth largest public protest of a criminal trial in Revachol.
"4 years for murder in Reunion. The perps were remorseful. Their sorry knocked 8 years off the sentence.
The prisons in the greater Revachol industrial harbor are already full. Prisoners are expensive to maintain.
I tried to avoid drawing far-gone conclusions like this before actually examining the body, but my initial guess is the two are unrelated." "Yes, detective? You sure you're not Zhimsk?"
Yes, you're sure you're not. Or if you are, it's only in that Revacholian way, 4 to 5% maximum. lorry stuck in the traffic jam. The windows are clear. They've been recent. The driver has adorned his space with a large metal. It is a seal of Royalist era revolution. The driver has it is a seal of the back end of the cabin has a book with ragged
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our... Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
A simple little cadence. He seems
from another planet. It's the jam, my man.
The air from the east is thick.
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Yeah, exactly.
It's official. He too agrees. This is the antechamber of the afterlife.
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew.
Mazout is an antiquated term for heavy fuel oil. This man has a barely suppressed performative streak, or he just likes unusual words, or both.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already. So tell me, what do you need? It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out.
Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two.
Maybe you should. Cops don't get paid much and the hours are long. Plus, you can get shot. Why not?
The RCM is a self-managing organization that operates on donations. We promote our own leaders. It would be like striking against your own mother. Okay, but do continue. You were asking about the strike?
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching!
He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side. That's for sure.
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. Us lorry drivers, camionneurs, you still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Or laid. Not that I blame them, really. Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting.
He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior.
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Don't be a stranger.